Hi. I'm looking like a hot mess. I just had such a great weekend in San Diego at the Prosperity Codes Live event with Kisma. And it was so great. I had so many aha and mirror moments through the whole weekend. But anyhow, I digress. I wanted to come on and share one thing, even looking like this, because it's so pivotal of what took place. I get asked a lot, so what do you do? So what do you do? And you know, I'm gonna be fully transparent. I let that stop me a lot in these past, well, really since I started to, when I ventured out of corporate and went into this line of work. So since 2019, and really this started to come into my conscious awareness, I'd say 2016, 2017. Anyhow, so we were sitting at this table and it was on day 2, and I sat next to this lovely woman who was, I'm not gonna get into too many details because I don't have like her permission to share all the things, but she was having this thing, and anyway, we were starting to talk, and you know, other women were at the table and they were like, so what do you do? And she was like, what do you do? And I said, you know, it's hard for me. I struggle to put in a sentence what I do. And anyhow, the conversation kind of turned, and this was happening, and of course I was getting what I always get, right? I was getting the messages, channels, downloads, and whatever you want to call them. And I looked at her and I said, can I offer you something? And she said yes. And anyhow, I went to say what was happening, and another woman at the table said, you know, can I come over and listen? And I said, sure. So had this whole thing that went on, I don't know, 5-10 minutes or so, and then stopped, and there was a lot of back and forth, and like, it was just so great. It was so great, the conversation we had. And I looked at both of them and I said, so now you've experienced what I do. How would you describe that? Help, right? And both of them were like, yeah, it's like, you get it, you know, in a second. And anyhow, so she looked at me and she said, you're a guide. And I started laughing because that's also what's come through. And I know I haven't really shared this, but again, back from way long ago, one of the first things I wrote down when I started to go through this process by myself, not by myself, the process of myself. And when I started to figure out what was coming through and what it meant and all of that and what I did and how to put it in a label, I wrote down, I guide women home. And I didn't even know what that meant actually then. And anyhow, this weekend, it chokes me up. She said that. She said, you guide people home. And it was such a full circle moment. And I just thanked her, and it was so great. So I'm just gonna not coin the term. I'm probably not the only one who said it, but it feels so good for me to be able to say that. And will everybody understand? No, but I am not meant to work with everybody. And that's also what I've really come to accept. And that is completely fine. But yeah, I guide you home. Wanted to share. It was so pivotal, and I'm really excited about it, and I feel more aligned than ever. I love you all. Mwah!